all right. What are we doing today? Hi, how are we? What's up, my babies? Yesterday I did a long ass video, so hang in there. And today, the video is this: the advertising route and marketing strategy. Context going to Beirut with my cousin and his friend, Raed Al Firas. The advertising route. Let me give you some context. Me and these two people were driving, and it was an intense weekend where I actually helped my dad build some stuff, which basically, yeah. So I don't think it's an intense weekend. I think I spent like 5 days with my dad, and it was like a lot of what people would call soul searching. For me, it was more just kind of like whatever has been inside has been entering, kind of like had to go somewhere, and I ended up with a lot of notes. On the way back to the city, I ended up writing like 5 notes that day. It was beautiful because here the first note was the inspiration because we were talking about like the people that actually built something on their own. And then I got to basically like how woodworking in the process and the product with a reflection on basically my platform and how the building process kind of like changed throughout that week because I took a break and I did something completely different. So I understood flow or direction or just structure slash architecture. And this one today is about advertising. The video after that is the view of the port because while we're going, there's like a beautiful view of the port. I think it's beautiful. It's just kind of still a port. And the last video was long rides and the effect of destructuring concepts in my mind. And that was basically like the end of the ride. The effect of destructuring concepts in my ride because the drives really kind of like take you out of yourself so you're no longer in your mind and allows your mind to process. And keep in mind, this was like May, I think, or something. And yeah, or April. So it was like fucking amazing. But when I talk about the advertising route and the marketing strategy, I'm discussing my own platform. But it's funny because like we all want organic growth, right? But here's the thing, if you plant a seed in the ground, it is gonna start trying to grow because you kind of like depending on the soil you give it naturally. But the idea behind it is the seed is gonna grow, is gonna wanna grow, and is going to try to grow or attempt its growth or its living its life, regardless of what we do. But if we don't kind of like give it a supportive environment. So today I was actually having this discussion about like marketing and advertising, specifically with the guy that I'm working with on marketing and advertising, or at the very least that I'm working with on data. And we were discussing what kind of plans we would actually do when it comes to marketing in order to like receive data. And the structure that I want is a lot more not organic, but more information based from the people that are trying my platform. And there's a certain like tangible reality to it. It's real. The platform is real, and almost everything that it's so everything we do contributes to it. It's like a tree that you have to water, or maybe you have to move under the sun, or move from away from the snow, or something like this, right? Like these are actions that you kind of do, but it's not me that's actually having the tree grow. What I'm doing is I'm supporting it. So advertising is a crucial but supporting role. And I don't know why I'm thinking about trees. It's because I believe like the concept that I'm working with, once it gets into the actual world, it's literally just a concept that's gonna grow on its own. But I have to give it some support in order for it to kind of like expand. And what what could be the advertising role? How do you discuss with people? How do you explore something in a way that's very much uniquely authentic to it? Now that I said this, it's basically like I have to support the platform in a way that it expresses itself. So it has to express itself It, anything marketing slash advertising has to basically be committed first to the expression of the platform. And I don't know for all of you, man, especially like whoever goes on YouTube, but there are a lot of like clickbaity thumbnails and like titles and all sorts of shits. And even there are like supreme studies, supreme, I don't know why I used that word, but there are studies that kind of like explore how hooks work when it comes to content creation and how the editing of the video and when you bring it from one side or you start with the end and then you give a story and all that kind of stuff that create curiosity. And maybe it's because I've been watching them for so long that I kind of like look at them as lame. But the people that I'm actually like going to market to are a lot younger, so like I'm not sure if that's something within their realm of awareness, right? So that's kind of like a thing with me because like how are you going to be original when it comes to this stuff? Well, originality because I'm not a no, I mean like I studied marketing and I did marketing for a while, but I'm not the marketing guy when it comes to this. I'm the guy that just kind of like wants to expose the world to the beauty that I'm actually creating. And naturally, I'm going to. I think it's beautiful. I'm going to believe it's beautiful. And every single step of the way has to be kind of like something that doesn't really mess with the image, with the expression of my platform. It's coming out a bit too distinguished from my perspective, which is probably wrong because I'm biased. But how else can I actually like be genuine about the expression, about supporting the expression? How else will I be able to reach the people with full authenticity instead of just promoting some sales tip or something? Any way I look at it, most of my interaction when it comes to these things is very much, I feel including people is a very sensitive matter in a way that the last thing I would want was to give them something to see instead of give them the opportunity to notice. Because I think that's what marketing and advertising does. Well, actually, advertising, I think, does that. Marketing is kind of like telling people why we're doing what we're doing. There's a story behind it. And ultimately, what we're doing is we're telling people about the brand, about the actual, like, the core of our expression. So these things, man, I don't know. It's my strategy was simple. My strategy was like start recording the interviews you do with the clients that use us. Find a way to promote the people that we're working with as them under our logo, which is a very straightforward approach, right? Like, I'm going to promote you, but we're going to kind of like add our tags. And the idea is to show that what we do is support. We don't kind of like, we're not promoting ourselves, we're promoting how we support people. And that is something that I always wanted to highlight because ultimately, like, my platform is for their own promotion. And the small things that are just like beautiful when it comes to, yeah, I think as long as we promote how we're the support we're giving, that's basically that would be a strategy. That even if we actually do like a couple of bad hooks or hooks that don't really like, even if we do the standard templates of how to get people's attention, we will not be just because we're promoting beyond us, then we kind of allow ourselves, we always give ourselves the light that we need, which means the data that we get would only represent the way we advertise, not the advertisement itself. And at the very least, that lowers the whole risk of exposing something that's not true, that's not really us, or just exposing ourselves in a way that's not really authentic to the expression that we're operating with. I think that's a good train of thought in how we can always be considerate and as to why we're advertising in the beginning or why we're marketing. Not about onto the video. I actually wrote some notes while I was talking to you, so peace suit. It's a video.